Hi, it's Pekka from Cockbullet and welcome to Cockbullet workshop. This time we are assembling Megamax, so she has been waiting for the components, and over here we have components, which is nice. During that I have been doing Super Bullet, so over here Super Bullet cabin with door, front frame, and then I was also in Suonenjoki, I was assembling original Cockbullet. And yesterday I was actually designing new harvester head. So hoses. So next, now we have engine over there. Let's hope that it's in the final position. So it looks nice. We have pumps. So next what we need to attach over here are the hoses. So this is, for example, is the suction hose for the, so this is, you can notice that this is like brr. I would be so happy if all the hoses would be like this, that like just bending. So this is, it don't take so much pressure. So its maximum pressure is 3 bars. And let's hope that it's not like the underbar. So I will have, so this is hydraulic tank will be over here, and then the like fluid will go over there to pump. And because this is higher, and if the pump is in the correct size, there should not be negative pressure because of the elevation. If there is a lot of negative pressure, then there will be cavitation. So pump will be unhappy, it will make noise. Of course, with the super cold oil, that might happen. So that is something hard to avoid. But anyway, so here I will, like for this pump, so we need huge amount actually hoses over here. So over here is suction line. So it comes from the hydraulic tank. Then in the other side over here, we have pressure line, which goes to the valve. The cabin will be over here, so not that this. And then we need to have information line that is actually marked over here at the X, so load sensing. So what will happen, so that goes directly to the valve. And when the valve notices that, okay, we need more fluid, actually the pressure goes a little down, then like the pump notices that, okay, now we have to go back to the good situation, and pump goes bigger and vice versa. So it happens with, so no electronics actually in that, it's just with the pressure line from here to valve. And then we need to have, to avoid too much pressure inside over here, then we need to have a tank line. And then for the dry pumps, so we need to have like from here to here, so the drive lines. Then we need to have information, so over here. So when you have pressure over here, so the base inside over here, we actually have 25 bars. And then if we put over here 25 bars, then it goes with the full speed. Then when there is 0 bars, it's steady. So then, at least I think it's that way. Yeah, it's that way. And then, like if we have like 10 bars, then it goes in some speed. And we actually affect with this kind of box over here. So we will, that is proportional box over here. And we will have like different, so from the control system, it will tell how much. So that actually takes away pressure. So we have 25 bars into one side, and it gets like 10 bars or 8 bars or something like that according to the lever. So more hoses over here. And then we need to have suction line. It can be this kind of smaller. So again, like perfect hose, really nice. So it's just like, it's, anyway, it don't even like with under pressure, it don't go like this. And then we need to have tank line. So, because actually even this makes all the time rotates this kind of like oil from the drive motor and back. In the reality, there is always, it has a flush valve which takes little oil all the time to the tank to have some rest, and then some other oil comes over here to the system. You don't notice that, but that is in reality happens. So we need to have, and of course we need to have from here one pressure line to here. So huge amount of the hoses. And next I will just start to have hoses over here. I actually know by heart already nowadays how to have the hoses, and then I will place those over there, and that will look like a snake's nest. So huge amount, like in the winter time, the snakes in Finland gather together to make a ball and like warm each other. So then it's like, if you look in the winter over there, it's like huge amount of the snakes goes like this. So this will look like that. I have several projects going on because when I have to wait for the components, it's better for me to do something. Yeah, but during this video, for example, this box should include connectors that I can connect pumps behind the engine. So pumps are over there, engine is over here. So that is something we try to do this time. Then in the last video I did design hoses, so over here, and also that blade. So I should not have that blade and hoses over here, so I can test like how those go over here, because I know that it's not going to be first round correct. So it's way better for me now to test. Again, like get new components and go forward. And if we can have like pumps over here, then we will have more hoses over here, and let's hope that in some moment we will get cabin over the front frame. Yeah, but that will be this video. So let's start working. First we will unbox these packages and see what we have over here. Let's do some unboxing knife. So I get this style. So how I get components and stuff usually? I get these kind of cardboard boxes, and it's not. I could go to shops and purchase stuff, but I would just waste my days. It's so much more efficient for me that I just order stuff. Stuff comes over here or to a grocery store near me where I collect those, and then I don't have to spend my days driving around. Because if I would want to be a driver, I would work as a driver. But over here we should have important components. I don't know how those look like. Okay, so it's now we are. Okay, so the connecting components look like this. So this comes to the. I didn't actually know because I did just contact them, this company. So this is a German company, but they have like local company also here in Finland. I did contact them that I have to. This is my diesel engine. This is my pump. I have to connect those. And then they did tell me this kind of stuff. So I didn't actually even choose. And this is like our local, actually that diesel engine company did tell me that, hey, you should go ask from them. But so these two things fit together. There is plastic. Yeah, now I have been waiting for these components. Not this, it was just for me because I didn't order this beforehand. So it's not like anybody else. It's not this company or anybody else, it's just me. And I did actually get these now. One extra. Okay, this is not extra. But this is also like, stock value goes higher, but the nice thing is that now when I'm building the next machine, I can just go to my shelf, take these components and go forward. I don't have to, again, order these because that also wastes my time. So let's take these to the shelf. I will take those to Suonenjoki. But this is how I get, and now I'm happy. Now we can go forward. Let's solve actually those components. And I have also, okay, they did also deliver me these plates. I already had this, so I did try not to order this, but it don't make any harm to have extra. So these two goes to shelf, and then I will use these in the future. So no problem with this. I'd be just stock these and be happy. Yeah. But good thing. And then I have also some other stuff. But by the way, let's stop unboxing. Let's start assembling. So I did unbox stuff, and now we have connection items for the pump. So we have to get the pump over here, and I have this kind of plate which I will place over here to the diesel engine. And this is nice. It looks that the bolt pattern is correct, and actually the nice thing is that the bolts are clearly visible over here, so that is good. And then we will need pumper housing. So this plate over here, I know that this fits, and also like we will mount the pump over here. So the next step is then we have this kind of component which comes to the pump, and that will come over here. And these are not like super fixed. These are fixed but not super fixed, and there is plastic. So if something happens, then it's kind of OK. And next, then we have to mount this to the pump. So we have pumps over here, and then we will place this over here, and this should not do like this. So I did actually know this because I did just finish the same video and noticed that I have wrong hole over here, which is kind of annoying because I cannot now do what I have been planning to do. So I have almost, because I have to now contact my supplier, because I was feeling that I was double checking that that is correct in the pump, and I don't know what had happened, but now I don't have the correct component over here. So next I have to actually contact my pump supplier and ask like, what is the correct size, and then I have to order. Those components come from Germany, and I was dreaming because I will be sleeping over here in my workshop this night, and I was dreaming that I could take up the cabin, and it goes harder after I have the cabin over here. Life goes harder in that way that I cannot. I will place now. I will place these components, this component, and make everything ready. And then I will be working with those hoses over here. So I did get this kind of component from my supplier. I did design this. And let's see, let's hope, so we will be working over here and like check that if everything goes fine. So, and also in the last video I have that mistake. So these hoses, so this is pushing away air and this is sucking. And I was last time thinking that this is like blowing away. So I don't know, should I have like the air filter in this way, so I have double hose over here, so I can place that in several positions. So first I will now contact my suppliers, and the nice thing actually what I did notice that most likely that is correct for the original lock bullet, that coupling size, so that is not, I can use those later. So I'm not trying at the moment, and if after I have done everything I can do with Megamax, I can start welding super bullet. So, but the original speech was that I will place the cabin, and no. So, but this is like when you are doing prototype, this happens all the time. So that's why I have like 4 projects all the time going on, because I know that I will end up to problems over here. Then I have to just have other work, and then if I work all year around like this, I get most things done. So now I will email to my supplier, and then I will continue with this. Or first I will actually mount these over here, and then I will continue with front section, because I know that I'm missing hoses from there. So life is life. So I did contact my pump supplier, so hydraulic pump supplier, and ask, because I did actually even check that I had like the drawing for the pump, and there was like the correct Excel for that component, but then in reality that is different, so I did send from the plate the number to supplier and ask like, hey, what is this in reality? And it's different. It's still correct, but it's different. So then I did send email to this company which sells me these, and then I did order the correct ones. And now I'm mounting this over here. It might be smart for me to do this, like lift away again the engine. I might be faster in total because it's so huge amount of those, but yeah, but mainly I can actually come from here as only over here those bottom ones. So I will not take this time, but in the future, of course, I will mount this while the engine is in the table. It's easier. I have already all the components are correct, and then I'm just again I will take bolt gun, and next I will then take this component and I will mount this bumper housing, and then we will go to this section over here. So that is our plan at the moment. But this kind of small things happen all the time when you're making prototype. It's not a big deal. And for the next unit, I will then have correct components already, and like this, everything will take like so little time compared to this. So it's not bad that in the first round something like this happens. I did build that kind of, so there is bolt, and I did extension bolt weld over here. And next step is now, so it looks nice and flat, it's in the correct position. So now it's just like where we need to have hose, and then over here below it's, so where it goes to line. So I will have also with here hole, and then I will have this kind of rubbers over here. So then we have next machine will be so much. I will take this later to paint shop, most likely together with super bullet components. So powder painting goes for that, but we can anyway make it at the moment, and you can still notice that there is this oil filament. You can feel the oil and other stuff. So let's see what will happen next. I'm not super big fan to drill holes to this kind of machines. I have to now check that there is nothing in the other side, because if I will destroy something over here, that's always expensive. Let's see. I don't want to have any metal scrap in my eyes. I use first small drill. It's easier to. It's so much easier first with a small drill and then bigger drill. I hope that I find some other way that I don't have to always drill to the engine this, but there's a minor risk, and of course I have to go to look for some like forklift which use this engine, how they have made this, because there has to be a better way. That's perfect now. So now we have those two holes, and next we can place over here this plate. So first just like rough test. Let's hope. It might be actually wrong anyway. Now we are like in. Okay, now we have bracket. Let's then hope that air filter also fits there. But now it's like, this is something how I designed it or was dreaming. So rubber again all the time, everything is over the rubber. And then we have bracket, and this make it nice. So let's next we play with the hoses. And with the air filter, it looks nice. So It might be easier for me if I turn this air filter around over here. But the problem is now that this end is over here. I could turn this little to side, this one, so it shouldn't hurt anybody. And the cabin comes over here. It might, this might now hit actually the cabin if I, yeah, it's hitting the cabin because the cabin end is over here, so it would, so I have to turn this like this anyway. I was streaming because now I will have huge amount because I should get from here to here. I have to make most likely some extra brackets also over here because like it's so long the hoses that I might have to support those. But I will learn that later. But the next I will have radiator over here, and I will also update this bracket, and then we will look for the hoses. I have over here huge amount of the hoses, and then I have engine. And next what I have to do is attach components together. Yeah, I did actually when I did drill over here hose and like next take photos that in the next Megamax I will have nicer ones, but I did also get a phone call. So one of my I like normal people in my age, I have from my history, like from my like from the school, or like it's a university, so technical university where I've been over there people, and like from the several locations I know people, and people like to call, and I like to talk with them in the phone. And this time it was the reason why the person, he don't, every 4 years he maybe calls me, so not like my closest friends. But anyway, he did call me because one of his clients told him that, you know Pekka, and like, please tell him that not to make so open videos, because otherwise everybody, big companies will copy him, and he don't want that. And it was kind of, yeah, it's nice actually, as an idea it's super nice, but in reality, if I go to fair and I see some machine over there, they don't have to like make any this kind of like videos that I see what they are doing. I look the video and I like, yeah, okay, they are doing like that. This is the solution in this point, and because it's for professionals, these things what I show over here, these are not too complex in reality. Okay, over here. That is plug with the. I have to cut that open because then this is like puzzle which I have to make. Let's hope that we get at least some hoses over here. So that, yeah. But anyway, if I go to fair, I can see more or less everything how they have done stuff. So it's. I know that people who look from the competitors, my videos, they have to understand before this video also what I'm doing, and if they learn from this video something, it's okay. Then I'm like, then they have to just admit that I am the technical lead, and like they are just copying my stuff, which would be nice. That is like the highest thing you can do is actually that to make in that level stuff that everybody else are just copying you. So be my guest. No worries with that. But otherwise it's not so big thing for me if somebody is looking for my videos and then figure out something and copy. It's copying. It's not. They cannot beat me in that way because then I'm anyway in the lead then. At the moment it don't look like it. Now at the moment it looks a little different, but then in the future, after I have done several of these machines, yeah, about actually the market. So this Megamax is already sold. I did sell this to one of my old customers, so people have been happy with rock bullets, and then they want to have something more, and I did sell this to one of my old customers, this machine. And then I think like for the next Megamax, I might also have already customer, which is also nice. Okay, now I'm at the moment but anyway, for this Megamax, I have customer, and also most likely for the next one. And then, so there is a good demand for these machines in the market. So no worries about that either. And I will build that super bullet. We actually might also do today this video that I will weld super bullet. I will weld also hood. So this might be like double video in that way, because I'm running out of the work with this machine because I didn't have the pump or the connector. Because my target was to make this like almost not startup ready, but the ready, but at the moment I cannot because I have wrong that one component. Yeah, so I have to actually take camera to the charger, and then I will show what I have been doing over here, and then it might be actually the most time efficient that we go to welding. She looks now more like an engine than before. So this is nice. So I have over here hoses. I need, I think, 2 hoses more. So, and yeah, most likely I will get 2 hoses more. So over here there is this, because it's annoying that if you look from the side, so those still fit inside. So that is good. Of course, having the hood over there, there ain't too much space over here. But I don't know how it's designed, that these hoses, because it's more or less impossible to go around because there is like no space over here. Maybe, wait, if I would bring from here, no. It's more or less impossible, because I would be happier to have this hose over there in the middle, not this in the outside, but this is why I design always with full machines. Because if I would just turn this over here, this little longer, and take it from here, then it wouldn't be outside over here, this hose. Let's see what I will do, because this is the reason why I don't over-design machines. This is something I just like to do in this way, that have like enough design, enough beforehand, and then like the final design I love to do over here with real machine. And like over here, it would be hard to see from the drawings that over here actually there is this kind of hole where I can actually fit that. So come from here and go down here, and then like 45-degree angle over here for the hose, and then so this 45-degree over here, and then up here, and then down here. Then it don't come outside over here, because at the moment it's hard to get the hood inside, and this look like this in the wrong spot. So yeah, I think that was I did just notice that I have to do. Yep. So at the moment, Megamax, this stage it wasn't enough, and I think I will actually now have like stop the video and have more after I have that component, because at the moment I feel that this is not enough for one video. Even this might be too long already at the moment, but then it's because I want to have pumps. That is, I want. So I will, let's hope that I get those soon. So then I will have over here pumps, and this video will be more, because then I can have cabin and other stuff. Yep. Okay, so let's stop here and see you. There she is. I don't know, is that it maybe is the correct version, but from Germany to my workshop. So after I did notice that I have wrong component, I did order these, but they didn't have these even in the Germany ready. So this is made for me. Most likely also they just made a batch of these. Now I have 2 of these, so the next machine I already have these components because it's... I should make better YouTube by opening cardboard boxes and other stuff, but I was just like, now I want to know if this fits or not. Because if this wouldn't fit, I would have most likely just gone home and been sad over there. But now it fits over here. So now I can connect the pump. So I was thinking that because having the extra time over there, like in the assembly, that would have been just too much. Just open the pump and have this component over there. But in meanwhile, actually happening over here, I have like some electrical and things, and these hoses I did swap, and I did also notice that I was missing few hoses. I did already order those. So no time in that wasted. And next step, I did also take away engine, and also I did order more of those water hoses and that kind of stuff. So it's machine building is a lot of just ordering stuff. And luckily I have several projects at the moment going on. So Super Bullet is also going on. And then this machine, and also other stuff. Yeah, but next what I will do, I will mount the pumps behind the diesel engine. Then I will lift that over here. Then I can have hydraulic hoses. And then my plan is in some moment I will place also this cabin over there. Then that will look more ready. Then I will mount more just stuff over here. So that is what I have to do over here. And most likely then I have to take a cabin away again. And it's just like basic work. I'm not too worried. I'm happy camper over here and getting machine forward. So this was just like, I was so much waiting for this. And about the time now we are living Monday from the Easter. So I was in our farm, or in our first farm with my family. We were working over there. My actually legs are a little hurting at the moment because we have like time limit for our first work. So I was really doing stuff. Happy. I was so happy. It's like it was so relaxing to be over there. Now I'm over here in the workshop relaxed, doing Megamax and hoping that someday I will start her and take her to forest and see how she works and have happy customers. That is huge package. So not 1, 2, and 3 hydraulic pumps. So that is huge train. I'm gonna call that train because that is like. And so why I have so many? So one is that is for the grain variable pump. That is nice. So here it goes just hose, not to here. No, but anyway, over here to this valve. This is a nice valve. This is electroproportional. It's load sensing, and it's also pressure compensated. And that pressure compensation, and actually also pressure limiters. So huge amount of the stuff in that. And why I have that? The reason is that, so when you're using the crane, and like one movement is light, and so like nothing, it just easily goes, like comes down, another one is heavy that it, like you turn, and then like you take the beam down. If you don't have the pressure compensation, then the beam comes fast down and like it don't, at the moment, it don't turn. But now when we have this kind of like, we have enough juice over here, and then we have all of those nice stuff in the valve, then it should happen that when you like you take down drain always, no matter what is the load, it always like do what you want it to do. Of course, you can tune that. There is computers or RAMs and that kind of stuff. Nice. Yeah. And then we have 2 dry pumps, dang and dang. Those, so we have one for the front and one for the rear. So even like in the front is like total in the ice. Then we have still like, it don't care that we have in the rear, then it can move or vice versa. So that is nice. I could make this whole system just with one pump. So one huge variable pump over here. That would be way simple as a pump. But then, like, I know that some forestry machines are made with that system. And it's, in some degree, it's simple. Most like it's also cheaper. But I like, because if you have like just one huge pump over here, then it always has to go to the valve. And then from the valve, it has to go to drive motor. And then from the drive motor, it has to go to the tank. And then it goes back to the valve. So fluid goes all the time to the tank. So that is over here in the hydrostatic, so closed circuit, it just rotates all the time. This like from here to drive motor, back to pump, and so it's like less heat and less like losing power in that way. So that is, I like that. And other thing is also, if I would have just like one big pump over here, this one would be huge. So then I would need actually have one valve. So mostly like because like dividing that to 8 drive motors would be difficult. I would need to have valve where I would divide that to different drive motors. That would be nice. Of course, in then like there's simple tricks you can make. Then it's like you have like over here like sensor for the angle, and then you have in the different side, different like outer side and inner side, different amount of the fluid and that kind of stuff. So you can, with hydraulic, a lot of things are actually pretty simple. So I don't know why people have so much fear to hydraulic, because hydraulic is in reality, it's simple stuff. But anyway, next I will again take this engine away, because I did notice that I have over there, I have rubber, so I don't want to have all the the weight from the pumps just over here. So I have over here like center support, and I did notice that it's not high enough. So it's when you are building like first 10 machines, you all the time learn that like what is better and better, because then in the next round I will have directly that in the correct level, and then like I'll get hope maybe machine number 10, and then but like how much I have to give that to get the like to correct like height, and then it's all nice. Yep. So let's take, or I will take again engine up and away, and then we can have some hoses over here. Hoses. So next, now we have engine over there. Let's hope that it's in the final position. So it looks nice. We have pumps. So next what we need to attach over here are the hoses. So this is, for example, is the suction hose for the, so this is, you can notice that this is like, I would be so happy if all the hoses would be like this, that like just bending. So this is, it don't take so much pressure. So its maximum pressure is 3 bars. And let's hope that it's not like the underbar. So I will have, so this is, hydraulic tank will be over here, and then the like fluid will go over there to pump. And because this is higher, and if the pump is in the correct size, there should not be negative pressure because of the elevation. If there is a lot of negative pressure, then there will be cavitation. So pump will be unhappy, it will make noise. of course, with the supercold oil, that might happen. So that is something hard to avoid. But anyway, so here I will, like for this pump, so we need huge amount actually hoses over here. So over here is suction line. So it comes from the hydraulic tank. Then in the other side over here, we have pressure line, which goes to the valve. The cabin will be over here, so not that this. And then we need to have information line that is actually marked over here at the X, so load sensing. So what will happen, so that goes directly to the valve. And when the valve notices that, okay, we need more fluid, actually the pressure goes a little down, then like the pump notices that, okay, now we have to go back to the good situation and pump goes bigger and vice versa. So it happens with, so no electronics actually in that, it's just with a pressure line from here to valve. And then we need to avoid too much pressure inside over here, then we need to have a tank line. And then for the dry pumps, so we need to have like from here to here, so the drive lines. Then we need to have information, so over here. So when you have pressure over here, so the base inside over here, we actually have 25 bars. And then if you put over here 25 bars, then it goes with the full speed. Then when there's 0 bars, it's steady. So then, at least I think it's that way. Yeah, it's that way. And then, like if we have like 10 bars, then it goes in some speed. And we actually affect with this kind of box over here. So that is proportional box over here. And we will have like different, so from the control system, it will tell how much. So that actually takes away pressure. So we have 25 bars in the one side, and it gets like 10 bars or 8 bars or something like that according to the lever. So more hoses over here. And then we need to have suction line. It can be this kind of smaller. So again, like perfect hose, really nice. So it's just like, anyway, you don't even like with under pressure, it don't go like this. And then we need to have a tank line. So, because actually even this makes all the time rotates this kind of like oil from the drive motor and back. In the reality, it has a flush valve which takes little oil all the time to the tank to have some rest, and then some other oil comes over here to the system. You don't notice that, but that is in reality happens. So we need to have, and of course we need to have from here one pressure line to here. So huge amount of the hoses. And next I will just start to have hoses over here. I actually know by heart already nowadays how to have the hoses, and then I will place those over there, and that will look like a snake's nest. So huge amount, like in the winter time, the snakes in Finland gather together to make a ball and like warm each other. So then it's like, if you look in the winter over there, it's like huge amount of the snakes goes like this. So this will look like that. So now we have over here Megamax more forward. So now we have huge amount of the hoses over here. It might look complicated, but in reality, it looks this kind of, it's easier for the maintenance. So I could have everything like with the connected over there, but then like if you have to swap sometimes some hose, that would be a pain. Because then you would have to like disassemble half of the machine to get some hose. Now you should be able, main part of the hose is that you can just like take and place back. And also like this is, even this looks now complicated, there is actually, so in this time I have all the tanks, so tank fluid. So because like huge amount of the components want to have like the tank line. And then over there is pressure and the tank. So I have like, it's organized, and that is for the drive control. This one thing I'm actually missing over here is that like this, I will have over here, but this hole over here is something strange. I have to look from the drawings that what is actually the connector, and then there is a risk that for some reason that might be not from the BSP system, it might be from some other system. It's a pain. It always happens with pumps that the problem is that those companies which manufacture pumps, they are ready to make everything what customer asks. And then it's like when you order the pump, you want to have standard normal pump, nothing special. But anyway, they have to push everything special over there, and then you are like, arg, why it's happening like this? Why it cannot be just like simple quarters BSP over here? Why it has to be something special? But then they're like, we have good customer service, we make you happy. No, you are not making me happy. I would be happy if everything would be like nothing special, just BSP couplings. And of course, other thing over here is like, I did need the control pressure. So actually in the drive system, the other side is not like when you are like over here, we have these couplings. So that like when we are going forward, we will have over here like water pressure, and over here we always have 20 bars. So like the side where we don't have pressure, we still have 20 bars. But it doesn't matter because the key thing is just like the delta. So what is the pressure difference? So over here we always have 20 bars inside. So and then I will use that pressure. So I did have to look from the drawings which coupling, so the pump looks horrible. So then I just had to go to my computer and look from the drawings that, okay, this coupling over here, this one, gives out to that might be the measurement point where I could also have like, I could measure what is like inside the pressure. And then I use that over here. And then I use that pressure for, of course, the control of the drive system, but then I use also that for the handbrakes. So I have that pressure over here. So when I turn on the machine, the pump will get 20 bars, and then we have like, machine can move. But then I have that valve over here that I can switch that, and then I just like have over there actually the tank line, and then it goes again like to 0, and then like when you are loading. So when you are loading, knocks, then you will have always handbrake. You don't notice, you don't have, the idea is that you don't have any switch that you have to have in that way. It's just like that. Now I want to have like drive, then there is no handbrake, and then when you want to like load, then there is handbrake. It's always automatical. So you don't notice that when you are using the machine, but it happens like that. Yeah, but now it looks nice. I don't know, do you feel that it looks nice? But next I will actually most likely have now I'm happy for this, I will most likely place cabin. I will most likely have to take cabin away, so I'm just lift that over there, and then I check that I will have the hoses. I will check that everything is OK. Then I will look what I have to do over here more, and then I will take cabin away and most likely again have the cabin over. So this is like the building off phase of the machine. Yeah, but let's continue. Let's see how cabin looks over the machine. So we have now cabin over the machine, and it's looking good. And it's the one funny thing over here is that now it feels that I'm a little scared at the moment. Not really, but like I'm like Finnish guy, totally calm feelings, and like I'm scared. This is like Finnish guy scared. Yeah, we have emotions, even we don't show those all the time. But anyway, it's like this kind of project. it's a huge amount of the things I have to do over here. And I have told also before that when you're doing project, its idea is that you make like, after you have done all the little steps, you have ready machine. So over here, for example, in the rear part, everything is ready. I just pressure and electricity and machine is moving. Actually, it's moving also without electricity. So it's those valves are like that some valves are normally open, some valves are normally closed. So without electricity is one action, and with electricity is other action. So that is like how I planned the machine. That even if you break something, then it's like if some of those pop-up valves stop working. Those are pretty expensive, nice valves, but anyway, that is reality. So then anyway, you have to survive with machine away from the forest. And actually you can usually even continue working that day, and then you just swap one valve and you are happy. And I have also actually have over here like always those red indicators. So then you can also see if there is electricity or not. So if something is not, some electricity is missing, you can see that visually. That makes your life easier. But over here actually things look nice. But I did notice that one thing I'm going to actually update over here is that I have this kind of valve for the center lock, and over here we need, now it's just paint protected. So this is my design. Actually next time I will make this from aluminum because it's so much easier in several reasons. Also more lightweight. This is kind of heavy. Yeah, but anyway, I will place this over here, but now I did notice, actually I had also noticed before, but I haven't thought so much about that. So I will have over here like the controls for the valve. So if I have this over here, I have problem. It's actually I have to check, do I really have problem or not? But I might have problem over here. So life might be more simple if I just move valve 6 centimeters over there. Before that, I actually have to take away a hydraulic tank because that is one heavy object. So 1 liter, so 10 centimeter, 10 centimeter, 10 centimeter is 8 kilos. So that kind of how that's what 1 liter of steel weighs 8 kilos. So this is pretty heavy, this object over here. So that's why I have to think a little how I can manipulate that. Actually I have to check. Because if I take, yeah, I think those will intersect. So I will move that. I love, one of my old co-workers say that it's smart to be lazy in the long run. So if I move this, that makes my later activity so much more simple that even like at the moment I have to little work, in the later it will be less work. And also like actually I will not, the LS will come over here, so I need. Yeah, but otherwise I was of course I was scared, but I was at the moment I'm happy. So I'm smiling at the moment in the Finnish way. We are the happiest people of the. Actually, the funny thing is that Finland has been, it's now 6th time in a row we are the happiest nation in the world. And it's more or less impossible to see people smiling. So most likely we just don't understand the question, what does the happiness mean? And we always answer, yes, I'm happy because I'm not sad. And that's why we are winning that all the time. Okay, in reality, I'm joking at the moment. We are happy troopers over here. Yeah, but next I will actually take away the cabin, and at the moment it feels that we are closer and closer. She looks back again, great. So I did again like lift the cabin over the frame, and I hope at the moment I would start her up even. So now I have just decided that no more no more lifting, no more anything. So now it's because I'm running out of the tasks at the moment. Even she might look at this, it's not ready, but anyway, it's like. So next, what I will do over here, I will have over here hoses. So I have also this my center lock valve. This should be simple just here. Let's hope that it's as simple. And then I have main valve over here. There is actually, if you guys sometimes have to think about how to connect valve, it's always more simple because there is over here is P like pressure, tank, and actually over here is LS. Somehow I have to, yeah, that is always when you have something, you will notice that you just have to like readjust the hoses, how those will go. Yeah. But anyway, I will then have from over here this tank line over there, over here, and then this other one. So I have two different filters. I have noticed that that is way simpler because you need one from the main valve. Actually, this is like the main valve goes over here, and then you have the other one. And it's usually like several of those like pumps and other stuff don't like counter pressure too much. So then those are happier if I don't have like too much fluid going on. So I know that even this would go like too full. The other line is there isn't so much actually fluid going on, so it should stay nice and less counter pressure. I did also like I have to also somehow figure out how to get the drain hoses over there. So then this center section will go kind of full. Yeah. But now I need less thinking, I need more action. So just having hoses around and hoping that things go fine. And after that, actually I have to go. The thing I have, because this is first time with this engine, so I don't know how to connect the wires and fuel lines or anything. So then I just have to think to myself that now I have to just do it. That is usually the best method. Just have like, okay, I need from here to here wire, have that, then I need from here to here, and after again, like you have all the wires, you can start her up. That is good method. Yeah, but let's talk in more work. Actually, these hoses now look nice. I'm actually happy with this now. So it's now you can turn the machine like this. So there is no worries about that. And then like this also like can give. So I shouldn't have actually problem with that now. She looks nice at the moment. And I have again huge amount of the stuff over here. So I have to mount diesel line and electrical lines. So this is how engine electrical system looks like. So it's nice spider, which I just have to find from the engine all the spots for this. It's usually because those lengths are correct. It's just like looking from the engine where I can like the correct distance and then just mounting that over there. I did also mount over here inside the machine. Over here there is that engine computer unit is over there. Yeah, and then I have to mount also diesel line and other stuff. There is huge amount of the stuff. I have also my computer because there is some instructions at least, not super instructions, but something at least. Usually it's just like limitation that you shouldn't do this, you cannot do this. Then it's like what I should do. No, we don't tell you that. You shouldn't do this. It's super negative always, those instructions. I prefer that, hey, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. That would be nice. Yeah. Actually, I don't have at the moment yet these hydraulic lines. I was mounting those, but then I did notice that I don't have cope wings. 3 to 8 cope wings. I did order those. Most likely I will get those today. At least I hope. Then I will finalize that. Meanwhile, I will start with electrical stuff, most likely, to see how far I can do. So my plan at the moment is I'm just doing all the time everything as far as I can, then I order more stuff and then at the end I have done everything. That is my major goal. Yeah, but anyway, let's take this stuff and start mounting. So I was just actually on the telephone with the engine importer. He's working for I think he's even under the big company, so the actual manufacturer, so it's not. So it's like Deutsch Nordic, I assume. But anyway, like I was talking with him because I did notice that, okay, I don't actually have wire diagram. So he did send me those, and like I was also like asking, like, I have this kind of temperature sensor, where I should place this. So this is for the outside. And when we are having first machine, then the problem is that having this kind of sensor outside, that is like asking for the problems. So now I did notice that I have to trigger. I will actually have that over here. This is the safest spot for this sensor, and of course now I have to measure this size. I will take notes, and in the next machine I will just place that over there. And then also like with the wires, so I have this kind of blank where I have like map where to place stuff. And I actually love this. So this come like this and connect. So these are nice connectors. And the funny thing actually, I would assume that, so there is this kind of, I can mount this to machine, pumps, but I don't have the hose yet. So I have to now make the hose for the next machine. It will be so much easier because I will have ready hose where I will just place these and then have. But for the first machine, it takes so much time to make. But I have time and I'm happy. So things are going forward. I think the next video about Megamax will be then that I will start her up. Let's hope that it's prefer to have sooner than later, that video. So next I will just huge amount of wires. It will take me a few days. It's not one day even, it's a few days. In the future that will be way less time, so that will be way faster, but in the first machine it will be a few days for me now. Just make wires and like look from the map which connector it should be, which pin, and then hope that in the next video when Olli comes over here we can just stop that machine and we are happy. So I think this video is anyway too long. So if you did like the video, please give thumb up and subscribe and other stuff, and hey, comment. I love to talk with you, and the way how we can talk is that if you leave me a comment. So I'm happy for all the comments. So see you, thanks, and bye.